Early February, Leh, dead of winter. It's bright, it's sunny, but it's extremely cold. Temperature double digits below zero. No wind, just cold, bone-piercing cold. Day 1, confined to the hotel. Acclimatization protocol. This is the view we spend the day gazing at. Day 2, no gaining of altitude, say acclimatization rules. So we take a little sojourn along the Indus. Mohammad Jamshed Iqbal Bhai for all of us, takes us around. He is the spine of our touring party, a friend who has made Ladakh in winter possible for us, and not for the first time. The spectacular Bandwidth Stakna Monastery perched dramatically on an outcrop at the end. The massive honeycomb of the Thiksey Monastery, one of the biggest and influential in Ladakh. We crossed the Indus just for fun and to spend more time outside the hotel room. Prayer flags cover the bridge. A common kingfisher, brightly dawned, out in the cold surprises us. We race along the icy spread, taking the wind on the face. We reach the hotel numbed, back to the room with the view. The big day, day 3. We intend to cross the high Khardungla today. Its altitude recently corrected to 17,982 feet, down nearly 400 feet from the earlier inflated 18,380 feet. That gave the pass undeservedly that highest motorable road in the world title. As we gain height, the view improves. We gain altitude pretty fast. Going through a series of switchbacks, we cross South Pullu, the first place where we show our inner line permits. The going is good as the snow has filled up the potholes. The journey is quite smooth, no back-breaking jerks. 2 hours and 52 kilometers later, we are at the top of the Khardungla. It's not a very welcoming place. We leave soon, descending now towards the Nubra Valley. I am apprehensive as we go downhill. For a few winters back, we had got stuck just a kilometer down the Khardungla. Our truck was stranded on the road, blocking the road, his back wheels sinking into soft snow and gaining no traction. All the stranded passengers joined to dig earth and dump it beneath the erring wheel. Not an easy job. Lots of it is needed. To make the scene more happening, snowfall starts and the wind picks up speed, bringing snow down in waves from the mountainside. Snow mixed with sleet hits hard, like small pebbles hitting the body. There are periodic whiteouts when nothing could be seen, till another strong gust clears it only to blank it over again. Ice forms on various kinds of surfaces. It is denumbing cold and high altitude inducing frightening breathlessness. It takes over an hour for the truck wheel to move. A long, torturous more than 60 minutes that I will remember a lifetime. No such problems this time. It's a smooth drive down to North Pullu. We show our permits again and just a few kilometers later come face to face with Blue Sheep or Bharal. It's an exciting encounter till it lasts. We now hurry down towards Khardung village where we intend to have a kappa. We stop at a shack of a restaurant which has a spectacular view. Admiring the landscape, we have a tea. The more spiritual minded move the prayer wheel nearby. As we go down, snow melt makes fantastic designs all around us. The landscape looks more hospitable now. Soon we get our first view of the Shyok River. It traces a lazy, winding course across the Nubra Valley, also known as Orchard of Ladakh. But that bounty is available in summer. The fields are fallow at this time, spread like huge fans at the base of the Karakoram. We are at the geographical border between the two great mountain ranges of the world, the Himalaya on this side of the Shyok and Karakoram on the other. Being winter, the water the Shyok carries is less. As if to make up for the loss, it bears a brilliant copper blue appearance. The banks at some places are frozen, painting a surreal picture. Apart from the mainstream of the river, water sources are all frozen. A thin film of ice over deeper ponds, while shallower runs are all frozen into sharp icicles. We reach Iqbal Bhai's house just in time. We move indoors for the day as evening chill increases.